So I'm here with my esteemed co-host Adam. Adam, he's like Adam. That face. You can't really see his face because he's so far away. Adam, sweet boy. That is a grandpa's boy. They're all grandpa's babies. I'm sure you're wondering why does he have such a mundane name like Adam? Well, because all the black cats I have biblical names. You have Lucifer. I had Lilith. There was a cat that came over and I named him Judas because I knew he was going to betray me and leave me at some point. So if that was, ended up being a girl, it would have been Eve, but it's a boy, so it's Adam. So, I'm not religious. I just like the biblical names. So, I just kept up with it. But anyway, ah, The Witcher 4 game director and narrative director respond to the trailer backlash and criticism. The Witcher 4 narrative director Philip Weber and game director Sebastian Kalemba responded to the backlash and criticism the announcement trailer received after it was revealed during the Game Awards. In an interview with Eurogamer, Weber and game director Sebastian Kalemba were asked about the backlash the game is receiving after it was revealed that Ciri would be the main protagonist. Weber answered, "I think there's many valid worries and responses because I think a lot of them come out of passion. And I think that a lot of those questions are also questions that we ask ourselves. So we really, again, say that we are beholden to the lore, the canon of the books, and by Andrzej Sapkowski, the three previous Witcher games, and we don't want to take that seriously, and we really want to respect that. So all the answers we basically want to give in The Witcher 4 are in the lines of with this attitude. We're not suddenly making stuff up just because we want to. We really want to take these things seriously." So, I mean, good enough answer. I mean, even if they're not respecting the lore, it doesn't matter. They could be. So it's so I think we can really understand if some people, might have wished to play another game with Geralt. Like I can say myself, I could make a game about Geralt until the day I die. And I would probably die happy. But I think for me, I think for all of us at CDPR, um, it's also about really exciting to see all the opportunities that Ciri brings us, both with her character and also just by virtues of who she is, what we can do with her in terms of the gameplay as well. I think the best answer for us is for those people who are really worried right now is basically to show them when we are ready that we really do this well and with care. And I hope we can convince them. There you go. There you go. That is what they should be doing. I've said this before. If Dragon Age the Failguard had people coming out and doing that, the game would have sold a lot better. Gamers do not like when you come out and say, "Oh, if you don't like it, it's not made for you. If you don't like it, don't play it," and then proceed to call us phobes and isms because of some criticism. I've said numerous times, if a company comes out and says, "Hey, we understand your concern. We understand," it's like I'm saying for we'll just put it in for Failguard. They come out and say, "We get that, a lot of people aren't into the whole ideological stuff, with gender and all that, but we truly believe that the game is good enough that you'll be able to look past that and see this game that we put so much heart into." And if they had just done that, people would say, "Sure, okay." But every time these game companies or these journalists or whoever come out and be like, you're just a bunch of phobes, this and isms, you're incels, you're this, you're that," and people are like, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm not playing the game now. I'm not playing it." This is how you go about it, by basically saying, "Yeah, we get that we're changing things, but just give it a chance. We know we're putting our heart into this. So even if the lore is a little bad and messed up, we truly believe that what you're going to get is a great experience, and we're just asking you to give it a chance." That is how you handle things. You don't come out swinging, calling people phobes and isms, and saying, the game's not meant for you. And I think, and I hope we can convince them that with the game itself, because I think actions speak louder than words. Kalimba also answered, yeah, well said. And on top of that, just please remember, we are not also developers, we are also gamers, right? And, we've started with the second protagonist already in the Wild Hunt. And so there was already a tease. So we really are all about making sure such calls are very educated calls. And we really believe, as Philip already said, that we have so much of a great story to tell with Ciri, and she deserves that. Is it really that hard? They're doing exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. Instead of, like I said, coming out swinging and be like, oh, well, those people criticizing us, they're just far-right extremists, and they kick puppies. Instead of doing that, they're like, yeah, it's like, we're gamers, we get it. We might change things a little bit, but what we're trying to give you is a good experience. That's all you have to do. And the gamer, after being told by so many other companies, will hear this and be like, you know what? This company, even if they've done us wrong in the past, I can see what they're trying. I respect them enough now, at least just a little, because I see how they're presenting, and I'm going to give the game a chance. That's all you have to do. Like, all you have to do. However, earlier in the interview, when asked how they would approach the various endings from The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, specifically the one where Ciri does not become a Witcher, Weber said he could not provide any details. He shared, so we can't say how exactly we're going to handle it. This is something that we want to reveal later. What I can say is that we really want to respect everything that came before, the being of the Sapkowski, the books by Andrzej Sapkowski, and all three Witcher games. That of course should also include some of the most important choices that the player has made there. But exactly how we, reveal how we handle all of these things will be part of the story that we would tell in Polaris. So I think that we will have to talk about it, how we do it a little later. Weber also justified the fact that Ciri is a Witcher, given she's described as a Witcher in the books. When asked if Sapkowski approves of Ciri being a Witcher, Weber said, I mean, I can actually give you a very good answer because it's the answer that Sapkowski usually gives. The answer is in the books. And in the books, Sapkowski called Ciri a Witcher multiple times, and Geralt called Ciri a Witcher in the books too. So I think that's basically says what Sapkowski thinks about the topic. Well, I mean, if the person who writes it is talking about, yeah, she's a Witcher, and I mean, I don't think people have anything to complain about when the author themselves are like, yeah, she's a Witcher. She's a Witcher. So, like, what are you guys complaining about? It's like with like J.R.R. Tolkien, like people are trying to say, like trying to bring up things that aren't even actually in his books, trying to say that, oh yeah, that he said this. Is like, no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. When an author comes out and says, yeah, this is the truth, can't really argue with that. It's like, even with like J.K. Rowling, as much as we thought the whole Dumbledore was gay, just out of nowhere was stupid, we're like, okay, well, it's coming from the author herself. So I guess Dumbledore's gay now. That's not a fan theory. It's not no, it's coming from the mouth of the author. So you kind of have to just go with it. If they say that Ciri's a Witcher, then Ciri's a Witcher. Even if people don't like it. I mean, what are you going to do? Debate the author? We'll see how well that turns out. In Blood Elves, Ciri is described as a Witcher. When Triss arrives in Kaer Morhen, and sees what she believes is a young Witcher training. The young Ciri also describes herself as a Witcher when she goes to aid Triss, and Triss fell while chasing her. However, Ciri is not a Witcher and does not become a Witcher, and is instead whisked away from Kaer Morhen to Triss and Geralt. In fact, the book states the green eyes of the little Witcher girl betray no signs of mutation, and the touch of her little hand did not produce the slight, pleasant tingling sensation so characteristic of Witchers. Although she ran the killer path with a sword slung across her back, the ashen-haired girl had not been subjected to the trial of grasses or to changes. Of that Triss was certain. No, no, no. It also reads, the ash blonde girl who, here in Kaer Morhen, they want to turn into a Witcher, a real Witcher, a mutant, a killing machine like themselves. They want to mutate the child, subject her to the trial of grasses and changes, but they don't know how to do it. Furthermore, Triss states, Ciri must not be allowed to grow wild. She has to have contact with the world, with her peers. She has to be decently educated and prepared for a normal life. Let her wave her sword around, but for the time being. You won't turn her into a Witcher without mutation anyway, having a Witcher's training won't harm her. And again, you can pull stuff from, it's like, but the author themselves are saying it. So it's like, sometimes they'll write the book, at least now while people are, these authors are still alive, you'll see something like with like J.K. Rowling, where you have 7 books and a detail is not mentioned, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, Dumbledore's gay. Yeah, he's gay. Or you'll have Stephanie Meyer talk about Twilight and how something, so yeah, these passages are here, but then it's like afterwards, it's like, yeah, she's actually a Witcher. It's like you can't really argue with the author. I mean, you could. I mean, they do it with J.K. Rowling all the time, but elsewhere in Blood of Elves, the dwarf Yarpen Zigrin called her a Witcher girl. However, this is after she's left Kaer Morhen with Triss and Geralt. She also does not undergo the mutations to turn into a Witcher. Well, I mean, okay, so it's kind of it's making me kind of think like, okay, so I play Genshin Impact, and it's making me think of like Shenhe. So Shenhe has the power of an Adeptus, but she's not an Adeptus. Um, but people will still refer to her as like an Adeptus because she's that powerful, even though she's just a human. So sometimes you can gain these powers and these things without going through the full, kit and caboodle or being born into, like I said, the Adepti are these godlike beings, who tremendously powerful. Shenhe's just a human, and yet her power is on the same level as theirs through training and stuff like that. So that's just kind of what I'm getting at with Ciri here, is that even though she's not a Witcher, which you would expect, like through mutations and all that, she's still technically what you could, she may not have, or it's like with Kingdom Hearts, Sora being a Keyblade master. Like he it's clear that he's a Keyblade master by how he mastered the Keyblade, but it's like, oh well, you didn't go through the test. You didn't get officially declared a Keyblade master. It's kind of like that. It's like technicalities. So, it's like I said, it was like despite with Sora going through how many games with this Keyblade, mastering spells, being able to change it, and it's like, oh well, you didn't pass the test, so you're not a true Keyblade master. It's like the same thing. Yennefer would also refer to her as a Witcher girl, but she did so derogatorily, saying, furious as a cat, sparks in her eyes, just wait and she'll hiss. And if she could flatten her ears, she would. A Witcher girl. I'll have to take her firmly in the hand, file her claws. Um, Ciri also Ciri would also claim that she was destined to be a Witcher while training under Yennefer. I'm destined for Geralt. I'm destined to be a Witcher. I've only come here for a short period. I'm going back to Kaer Morhen soon, and that's it. Put a chicken and make fucking lame and gay. Um, let's see. What does this? What can I say is that we really want to respect everything that came before, being books and the three Witcher games. You retcon the books, and second, Ciri drank a Witcher's potion and cast the sign. You people are frauds, and I don't care what poor excuse you use. It will likely be the she traveled back in time to the Trial of Grasses, but that still doesn't work on women or adults. Also, you will say that she regained her ability to use magic, but that also isn't possible since if it wasn't for her drawing from fire, she would have died in the desert. The reaction caused a storm that signaled nearby people. This game is dead on arrival. Again, it's like if the author outright is saying she's a witcher, because in their mind, even it's like I said with Sora or Shenhe or something, you have characters that will have that title or have the power of that specific type of person without going through the full thing. You know, like I said, Sora, Keyblade Master. Clear he was a Keyblade Master, but it's like, well, you didn't take the test and you didn't pass it, so we can't actually call you a Keyblade Master. Shenhe having the powers of an Adeptus while just being human. She has the powers of an Adeptus. She's powerful like an Adeptus, but she's not actually an Adeptus. So, if people were to call her one, she would just kind of correct them like, no, I'm human. I'm human. So again, it's like it's coming from the author, and then despite what you say, it's like, again, what are you going to fight the author about it, about what they themselves wrote? It's like I said with J.K. Rowling, it's like, yeah, we thought it was stupid. Like, oh yeah, Dumbledore. By the way, guys, Dumbledore is gay, and it's like, why? And then you're like, well, it's the author saying it. There's no point arguing. Like, what are we gonna do? Try to convince them that they're wrong? Like, what do you expect from that? No, you're lying to us. And what are they like? Yes, I'm lying to you. I'm kidding, guys. Dumbledore isn't gay. I just wanted to see what you guys would say. No, no, but he's gay. He's gay. Canonically, he's gay now. So, but apart from the lore problems that are probably going to arise with people, the fact is they handled the answers exactly how these companies should be handling them. Instead of saying, "Oh, you're just a bunch of phobes, this and isms, and you don't like it, don't play it. It's not made for you. Oh, you're just a bunch of incels and blah." No, they're like, "Hey, just give it a chance. Give it a chance." So, I mean, is the game going to succeed? I'm pretty sure everyone hopes so, but you know, you know. Anyway, sorry for also possibly butchering some of the names here. I don't play The Witcher, so I'm just seeing a name and I'm just pronouncing it the way I see it. So I think actually I can't even say I've even watched The Witcher either. I mean, I've seen little things that people post online, like on Twitter, but it's not like I've sat there and watched the series. Um, so sorry for butchering names or whatever. So anyway, but yeah, that's how you should handle things. You don't come out swinging and telling people that they're wrong to think what they say, think and say, and they're a bunch of isms and phobes and they're all just Donald Trump supporters being haters. No, no. You just say, hey, we understand, and we're just asking you to give us a chance. Simple as that. Anyway, Adam. I know, handsome. He's like, grandpa. But anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.